As conflict rages in the Middle East, President Trump has warned that those in Tehran should, quote, immediately evacuate. That's what they're doing. That's video from Iran's capital showing a line of cars just trying to get out. U.S. officials tell CBS News that American forces are not joining Israel's offensive, but the Pentagon has deployed more assets to the region, including another carrier strike group. And the U.S. involvement in these tensions has prompted concern from Congress members. Let's get right to CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion. Nikole, what are you hearing from lawmakers there?
Well, certainly there's a divide here on Capitol Hill in terms of how the president is handling this situation. You know, Republicans are trying to give him a little runway and leeway in terms of allowing him to do what they say is within his authority. At the same time, you have some members who do feel that Congress should be consulted and also have concerns about the U.S. being pulled into a wider conflict here. Earlier today, we saw Kentucky Congressman Tom Massie, for instance, introduce a war powers resolution, basically to prohibit the U.S. from any involvement in this Israel-Iran conflict. Obviously, in terms of a resolution, that's mostly symbolic, but it's one of many circulating here on Capitol Hill. There are a couple of resolutions also in the Senate that some lawmakers have been floating. So that being said, you know, many lawmakers here continue to watch this situation carefully and cautiously.
And Nikole, we know that lawmakers also received a security briefing following the tragic shootings in Minnesota. Do we have any details on what was said in that briefing?
Well, there were two sets of briefings taking place, one in the House or one in the Senate. The House was virtual since the House is out this week. The Senate was here in person on Capitol Hill, but both briefings involved U.S. Capitol Police and the Senate Sergeant at Arms, and this really was just to talk to members about the current security posture here on Capitol Hill, but also for these members when they're back home in their districts. You know, there was some concern expressed on the part of some lawmakers that perhaps maybe in terms of Capitol Police that they should get more funding to help in terms of their duties, because oftentimes they are the ones who are protecting these members both here at the Capitol and again when they are out in their districts. House lawmakers in particular, Minority Leaders Hakeem Jeffries, ahead of today's briefing, did send a letter to House Speaker Mike Johnson suggesting that the allowance for members be substantially increased. The allowance, for instance, that they use for security and to cover their security costs. So that is something that has been raised in light of this situation that we saw in Minnesota over the weekend.
Nikole Killion live for us on Capitol Hill. Thanks so much, Nikole.